Coming up on Mountain News this morning, more than 50 tornadoes may have touched down across 8 states overnight, and the threat is not over yet. And Western Ohio is in a state of emergency after violent tornadoes rampaged through the 3 counties in the region, leaving heavy damage behind. Plus, we now know how long a Laurel County man will spend behind bars for the death of his mother.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 4:59 on Wednesday, May the 29th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Well, again, yesterday things were warm and pretty clear across the region, and that's how we like to keep it. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, and things are going to pick up a little bit, I think, later this morning, actually. And we could see a few stronger storms. More on that here in a second. But this morning, as we head out the door, UVA-wise is pretty quiet on the camera network there. You can see a little taste of Southwest Virginia. We look at live pinpoint Doppler radar, not much to scan, at least not yet. You see that one little lone sail out there just past I-65 that we're keeping an eye on this morning. Temperatures very muggy, very mild, 60s and 70s, almost to 75 there in Moorhead. The out the door forecast is going to feature another hot and humid day, but again, those chances for storms are on the horizon. We'll talk more about those coming up here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, another day, another swarm of tornadoes. More than 50 twisters may have touched down across 8 states overnight, and the threat isn't over yet. This massive funnel cloud touched down in Linwood, Kansas, just outside of Kansas City. This tornadoes continue to plague the Midwest and the plains.
Glass breaking, windows coming in, and then the roof go. We could hear it crash, and I think it was the front door sucked through the house and to the back of the house.
Tuesday marked a record 12th straight day that at least 8 tornadoes were reported in the United States. The old mark, 11 days, had stood for 39 years. The National Weather Service says conditions will remain ripe for more tornadoes for more of this week. Deadly storms continue to grip America's heartland. Right now, there is a state of emergency in Western Ohio after violent tornadoes ripped through 3 counties in that part of the state. Kristen Holmes is on the ground in Dayton with the latest.
We went through, look at house after house, and you wonder how anybody came out of those houses alive.
A trail of mass destruction spanning across 3 Ohio counties, left behind by at least 3 suspected tornadoes, turning homes and businesses to rubble and killing at least 1 person.
A horrible tragedy. 80-year-old man was in bed, and literally a car was lifted at least from 2 houses away and just went in and crushed him.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine witnessing the destruction firsthand, saying they're lucky more people weren't killed.
I mean, you're on one side of the street and you got a house that no one's ever going to live in that house again. And then you go across the street and the guy may have lost a couple limbs or something.
Rounds of relentless storms are showing no sign of letting up, and the threat of tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds lingers as Western Ohio begins to recover. President Trump tweeting about the latest devastation, letting the people of Ohio know, quote, "We are with you."
To everyone who's no longer has a home, who's lost their property, who's lost, all their possessions, pictures, and other things, that our heart goes out to them.
In Dayton, Ohio, I'm Kristen Holmes reporting.
Well, we now know how long a Laurel County man will spend in prison for the death of his mother. Larry Hensley pleaded guilty earlier this month to murder and abusing an adult. His mother, Lou Hensley, was found dead in January of last year. Tuesday, the judge accepted the Commonwealth's recommendation of 10 years for neglect and 5 years for reckless homicide. An unexpected plea in Clay County this morning. Just before jury selection, Zernan Gray pleaded guilty in a murder case. In 2015, prosecutors say he killed Larry Sizemore. It took about 3 years for investigators to make an arrest in the case. Gray faced murder and arson charges. Specifics of the guilty plea are unclear at this time. We have made calls to learn more, but have not heard back from officials. We do know sentencing is scheduled for July 1st. Police say 4 teens raped a woman while filming the entire thing. Here they are: Ronald Lees, Benjamin Brock, Ryan Davis, and Michael Davis. Investigators say the 18-year-old boys invited the woman over to a hotel room on the 19th of May. When she arrived, police tell us the 22-year-old woman was extremely intoxicated and unable to consent. She went to investigators to report the rape. While looking into the allegation, police say they found video of it. All 4 teens face rape and video voyeurism charges. A small business in Cumberland was broken into early Monday morning. Backstreet Vapes is a relatively new business in the city of Cumberland. But in the last year, they have been broken into twice. This time, they have a clear shot of the culprit. This is video of the man after he broke into the shop. The person broke in by smashing a front window in with a rock before stealing thousands of dollars from the store. Owners say the break-in really hurt them financially.
I think that when we added everything up, it was close to $3,000 this time. And with a small business like us, where we're not even paying ourselves yet, we're just putting money back into the shop. This is a hard hit.
We have learned that 2 people are facing charges. We are not releasing names because both are juveniles. Police are now searching for the person who burglarized a Laurel County business. Investigators say it happened Tuesday morning. Deputies say this man forced his way into Ron's Country Market and broke into a quarter machine while inside. Anyone that might know the man's identity can call the Laurel County Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. Well, thank you for getting your day started with us right here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, we all face bumpy roads in life, but some find ways to make the rough patches a bit brighter. We have a look at some people who are doing large potholes dotting their road.
We're watching the potential for some strong storms that could move through the area later today. I'll track them out for you in about 3 minutes.